Hello YouTubers and people of the internet. Today, myself Patrick and the Count Declan are going to be showing you how to use a slingshot. We are going to be using a reactive slingshot for this demonstration in a size large. Declan, what do you weigh?
About 85 kilos, so about 190 pounds.
About 190 pounds for the Imperial System players at home. We're going to show you how to use this, how to set up for it, where to put the slingshot, and also how to implement this into your actual training program, where it would go in relation to your other pressing exercises. All right, let's hit the bench. Okay, Declan's going to slide on his slingshot. We're aiming to get this up and over the arm, getting the center over the elbow. The position of the actual slingshot or slanger is going to be dependent on the arm length. Declan's sort of like about 180 odd centimeters, so he likes to have this just around there, having the bottom of it, as you can see, just near his elbow. Generally, the longer the arm as to how high up you would have it. If you've got relatively short arms in relation to your torso, you're going to have the slingshot slid down a little bit more like ending down lower down with your elbow in the center of the slingshot. All right, let's see him hit some benches with this. So regular grip, making sure your grip's nice and even, setting up, starting from the feet up, tight on rack, coming out, pausing, coming down under control, and exploding up. The slingshot's going to allow you to keep your elbows tucked in and get your wrists and elbows under the bar for maximal power. It's also going to allow you to generate more force off your chest. One more for your fans there, Deck. Look at that speed. Man, he's throwing that round like it's one plate. God damn. And that's how to go about it. Alright guys, we're back on a really small bench together.
Two guys, one bench.
It's a regular gym porn. Wrapping up our slingshot demonstration video. So, in summary, if you've got depending on the length of your arm is going to depend as to how far up. So definitely play around with how far you slide it up, but for most people, starting out with the center section of the slingshot on the elbow is a good starting point. However, as you get taller, you're going to have to slide that up. If you've got a longer range of motion, if you were say 6'4", you're got a longer range of motion. You've got long arms, man. So you're going to need to have that up there a little bit further to give you more spring out of it. However, if you were 5'4" on a good day, vertically challenged, if you had that slingshot up there, it's not going to give you much. It's going to be, strangling you. Yeah, so you want to make sure you get it up there, allowing you to get out and actually over your chest. The slingshot is going to allow you to keep your wrists, elbows, shoulders and back all working in sync. It's going to teach you to tuck your elbows and flare out again at the bottom at the right timing. Elbow flare is a good thing if it's the right time. So keeping yourself in tight and flaring out towards the top. That turn motion. It irons in good form. It deloads the shoulders at the bottom of the motion. We were using the reactive slingshot, which is the softest and most pliable. It's meant for reactive, like dynamic effort, for speed work as well. This is definitely the most versatile slingshot in the range, and it is where we would recommend starting out for most lifters. If you had to have just one slingshot, and if you're the average lifter and your bench press is under 400 pounds, this is the one that you want to get. It's also the cheapest one in the range, and definitely the best and most versatile. You can use this for repetition method, you can use it for maximal effort type work, for testing out singles, doubles, triples, or you can use it for dynamic effort work as well, because it's going to allow you to bring the weights down, accelerate with the weight down, and really forcefully accelerate with them up. How we would recommend incorporating this into your training is using it to incorporate more volume into your work. So say for example, you're working up to a 5 rep max and you had 225 or 100 kilos on the bar and you hit that for your 3 sets of 5. What we recommend doing after that, throw in your slingshot and continue on either working up to a slingshot 5 rep max, or even using that as say like a close grip, using it as accessory lift, like an extra work to get in more volume. If you struggle with lockout or power off the bottom, do some pause close grip bench would be a great exercise for that. So doing, say, you might be able to do 5 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions with the slingshot on, with the close grip. So that's going to give you a longer range of motion, stressing your triceps, ironing in good form, and overloading your bench for more volume. It doesn't necessarily have to be used just for maximal effort work. That's actually what we would recommend avoid doing most of the time. Just ironing in good technique and good volume. Declan, what do you think? How do you incorporate in your training?
Yeah, so I'd always work up to like some kind of a 5 RM, like Pat said, and then I'd probably do another, with this one I might chuck on an extra, 20, 25 pounds or something and try another 5 RM.
That's like a good way to go about it.
About 3, like I'm not going to a true 5 RM, but like,
getting in extra work. This is not, keep in mind, this is not going to make a lift easier. This is not going to do the work for you, but it will allow you to overload a little bit. You still have to lift the weight. You don't just hang on and just let it bounce back up again.
Yeah.
If you're not tight, you're going to miss the weight. Yeah. You'll actually find when you first start using it, you'll find until you get the technique of lifting with one, you'll probably find that your lifts actually struggle a little bit, even with it.
Which would bring up a point to me. For the first time you do use one, make sure you get a spot on it, because it'll throw you out of whack.
Having a spotter is definitely a good starting point for this, because getting out with the weights and setting up is really important, and getting tight and learning how to control the weights, not letting the weights control you, which is going to carry over better to your raw lifting. The reason why we recommended the reactive slingshot is it is best for raw lifters. This is going to have the best carryover. It'll allow you to get in some extra repetition, some extra volume, and it's going to help build more muscle as well, which is, if you're trying to get bigger and stronger, you're going to need to have more muscle to develop that strength out of. That wraps up our summary on how to use the slingshot and the blue slanger, which we would recommend starting out with. You can pick up the entire slingshot range at spartansupps.com. Free shipping anywhere in Australia and $9.95 flat rate shipping anywhere in the world. Take advantage of a weak Australian dollar and stock up on your range and get a nice discount while the Australian dollar's weak. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to hit the like button in the bottom corner there. Leave a comment with your feedback and your experience with the slingshot range, and we'll catch you in the next video. This is Patrick and the Count, out.